I'm going to help you expand your chord vocabulary. In the past lesson, we talked about minor chords. Learned two great minor chords that are going to be used in a lot of songs, A minor and E minor. We're going to talk a little bit about major open chords now. So the question remains, what is the difference between major and minor open chords? Well, a minor chord typically is more sad sounding. It's more melancholy or introspective. It's a darker kind of sounding chord. A major chord is typically happy, brighter, more upbeat, more of a solid or royal sound. Let me show you an example. This is A minor that we did in the past lesson. Sounds kind of sad, doesn't it? I want to play you A major that we're going to do now. So let's compare them for a sec. Minor, major. Minor, major. Great, so A major, it's our first chord. Now with an A major chord, we're going to employ the bar technique. Now what a bar technique is that it's one finger playing more than one string at the same time. So take your first finger and put it over your fourth, third, and second strings. Make sure that you do not play on the fret. Play at the end of the fret, but never on the fret. We're going to play the fifth string open, so A is open, but do not play the sixth string or the first string. So let's hear this. Make sure each note is coming out nice and clear. Play the chord with enough pressure on your first finger to make them come out clear, but don't press too hard. You don't want to feel any pain or any of that. So relax, just give it enough pressure. Great. Next up, C major. Take your first finger, put it on the first fret of the second string. Take your second finger, put it on the second fret of the fourth string. Take your third finger, put it on the third fret of the fifth string. Now remember, this is not a bar chord. This is a regular open chord like we've talked about, so you have to arch your fingers. You can't have them playing over each other like that, and if they do, then you have to bring them up. We're not going to be playing the sixth string. We're going to be playing everything from the fifth string down. So here we go. Make sure each note comes out nice and clear. All right, D major's up next. Take your second finger, put it on the second fret of the first string. Third finger goes on the third fret of the second string. Your first finger is going to go over the second fret on the third string. We are not going to play the sixth string, the fattest string. We're not playing that. We're going to play everything from the fifth string down. Again, make sure each note comes out clear. Typically, I've seen problems with this chord that make it sound muted or kind of dumped out like that. And what that's telling me is that when I hear that, you have to arch your fingers to make sure each note comes out clear. So make sure it sounds like mine, nice and clear. Fingertips, make sure you got those guys working. Next up, E major. Take your first finger, put it on the first fret of the third string. Take your third finger, put it on the second fret of the fourth string. Now take your second finger and put it on the second fret of the fifth string. We're going to play all of the strings now. Remember everything we talked about. Got to have the arch, fingertips, play at the end of the frets. If for some reason you're not getting it right off the bat, and this goes for all the chords we did so far, that's all right. You just have to keep practicing. That's the whole key. Lastly, we're going to go over G major. Take your fourth finger, put it on the third fret of the first string. Take your third finger, put it on the third fret of the second string. Take your first finger, put it on the second fret of the fifth string. Take your second finger and put it on the third fret of the sixth string, the fattest string. Now if you noticed my hands over here, they're arched. We're going to be playing all of the notes. Make sure you don't have your fingers going like so, over the other strings. Make sure each note comes out crisp. Now, if for some reason you're not getting them right off the bat, that's okay. You just have to practice them. You have to put your energy and some time into it, and they'll come, and they'll be with you for a long time. Once you get them, you'll own them, you'll have them. So see you in the next section and practice hard.